I hope that we do better. I yield back.
Chair recognizes Mr. Fallon from Texas.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. O'Malley, fair to say that you're a fan of telework? You think it's better and more efficient?
I don't know that I'm a fan of anything other than improving customer service in an
So you don't have an
agency
opinion on
staffing
telework?
has
You don't
been-
think it's better or more efficient for federal employees?
Sometimes it is. Like this one.
All right, well, I
if
don't
you
need to
look
see
at-
the, sir, I don't need to see
these
that.
are the-
Sir,
it's a
Mr.
great
Chairman,
story.
Mr. Chairman, I'm claiming back my time. I have a limited amount of time, Mr. O'Malley. So you won't say or admit that you think it's more efficient for federal employees to work out of their kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms, on the porch, in a beanbag, rather than coming to work in a federal building, in a professional environment, and provide services and value to the American taxpayer. You're not going to comment either.
Yeah,
either way.
I'm glad to comment. Do you want me to answer your question?
Are you gonna? Because you didn't
Yes.
before. Go ahead.
I want to
Let's knock it
answer
out.
your question.
Okay.
It depends on the job function. For example,
Okay, so fair to say,
When it comes
again,
to-
5 minutes. I'm gonna.
I know
you answer.
when legal decision writers, which was
Some-
actually approved by a Trump-appointed board,
You would
that they
say
were more
some federal
productive.
employees.
Some,
it's better.
not
and
all.
efficient.
But if you
Okay,
have to be in a
so,
field office to see
Sure.
people, you got to be in the field office.
Sir, you were the mayor of Baltimore.
Yes, sir, I
8
was.
years. What years?
1999
To
through
07?
2007.
And then you were governor of Maryland.
Maryland from 2007
07 to
to
15?
2015.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you offer such generous telework terms and benefits to the municipal employees and then your state employees during your tenure as mayor and governor?
No, that was all pre-COVID. I don't think any
So
of
they
us were
actually
making-
showed up for work in Maryland
Well,
and in Baltimore. Okay,
Everybody-
Mr. O'Malley.
Everyone at Social Security works 5 days a week.
Mr. O'Malley, would you acknowledge, and I'm not saying you need to agree with this, but would you acknowledge that on the campaign trail, President Trump made it crystal clear his intention to bring federal workers back to the offices and largely or mostly end telework for federal employees?
I've heard it said. I can't recall whether it was him or the other president, whether it was Elon Musk or President Trump.
All right, so I didn't ask you about the snide remark, but President Trump was a candidate for the presidency, and he did acknowledge that. And there was an election on November 5th, I'm sure you're aware. When did you sign the agreement with the public sector union, the American Federation of Government Employees, that allowed tens of thousands of federal employees to continue to telework up to 3 days a week, AKA 60% of the time? What date was that?
I increased their on-site presence February
That's
2nd.
not what I asked.
And I
but-
signed it
All right.
November 27th.
All right, I know you're an experienced politico, but it's not the question I asked. I asked, what date did you ink the deal?
I told you, November 27th.
November 27th? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 22 days after, very important word, after the November 5th election. Any reason it couldn't have been inked before?
Well, there was also a settlement. We were able to get from the union concessions on some grievances that had the agency exposed for millions of dollars, and that was part of it. But
So-
as you know, people work against deadlines.
So coincidence that it was 3 weeks, let's say, after than before.
No, I wouldn't say it's coincidence. I say people
Just
work
so
against
happened.
deadlines.
All right. What year does President Trump's term end? What calendar year?
It's hard to say.
January, I know you're going to say
That's
that.
up to him.
4 years, right? January
If
2029?
he chooses to serve all 4
Okay,
years.
January 2029. Is that correct? Calendar year, what year?
Yes, I mean, well, that's the term to which he was elected,
Which is what year?
4 years after this year.
Do you do the math on that, or do you need a calculator?
No, I don't
What is it?
need a calculator. I assume it's 2000 and I don't know, 2000 and you'll pardon me for
Not a
hoping
trick
that
question.
he might leave soon.
I can help you out. 2029, fair?
Yes,
2029?
2029.
Okay.
And that's the term of the collective bargaining
It is?
agreement,
No.
which preceded
is it the same
me.
thing, 2029?
Yes, but that
Another
preceded me,
coincidence.
Congressman.
Wow, that's amazing. So here's the good news. Y'all may have been able to circumvent the American people's will this election cycle. But there's another election come November of 2026. And the people are going to get to consider this issue. And they have a choice. They can believe in the fiction that magically somehow it's more productive and efficient to allow public sector federal employees who get paid by the American taxpayer to be at home, perhaps on their couch, living room, bedroom, patio, beanbag, running errands, with little to no structure, constraints, consequence, or accountability. Or you can believe that actually having them come to work and building a team and creating synergy with productivity and accountability is better. So the American
what
people are
we
going to have a
did.
choice, Mr. Chairman.
And that's what
To
we
buy
did.
your stuff. I didn't ask you a question, Mr. O'Malley. You're welcome to run for Congress and sit up here, but I'm not asking a question. I'm going to finish my remarks. They can believe and buy the bill of goods that you're selling them, or they can believe